Hi guys, it's Abdul Wahi, a student of veterinary medicine. Today I am here to discuss a topic antibiotic resistance. You must be thinking what it is. Antibiotic resistance, it is the capacity of microorganisms and especially of the bacteria that they can survive despite of using drugs against them. Now, being a human being, the question comes in the mind how these bacteria, which we even cannot see with our naked eyes, how they become so intelligent and they become resistant to these drugs, which they were not previously. So, actually, the bacteria are living things, and you know well, every living thing, like including us, whenever the human beings they just see any danger towards them, we just start thinking some ways of getting rid of that danger. Exactly in that manner, these bacteria they have made themselves able to fight back against the drugs we are using. How? Here is a story. There is a mechanism behind it. How it works, it we will discuss. But before that, I want to just uh, give an introduction and a little bit history of the medicine. What what happened in the beginning when there was no knowledge, no much knowledge to the human beings, they used to treat the different diseases with natural products, just like herbal products, leaves, flowers, etc. But with the passage of time, when medicine and knowledge advanced, human beings started using drugs that were scientifically prepared, and the treatment towards different diseases was made much successful and better than the previous one. And at that time was called as pre-antibiotic era, when there was no specific antibiotics that were used against these infectious bacteria and other microbes. But after the human beings started to use these antibiotics, what happened that due to the different factors and human ignorance, the bacteria got resistant, and its mechanism involves a few of these. Just like they started to produce certain enzymes which they used against those drugs to destroy, and some of them they just got the site where the drugs used to attach, they just altered that site, and some of them had genes which they mutated, and then what happened, the drugs that were used to attach on the bacterial membrane, they just converted and they just altered that membrane, and then how the drugs can enter now. Similarly, one of the ways mechanisms involve that bacteria have changed their structure in such a way that drugs cannot enter in their cell, and some of the bacteria they just expel out the drugs which try to enter in the bacterial cell. In this way, the bacteria gets resistant. And nowadays, what happens? The bacteria which got resistant, they just inhibit. sorry, they just inherent this nature of their resistance towards the other bacteria. And in this manner, here is a multi-resistant bacteria. So we can think that what was that force behind it which made these bacteria to become resistant. Yeah, and it's the major thing which I wanted to discuss with you people, that the causes which just cause the bacteria, the factors which just cause the bacteria to become resistant must be shared with you guys, and we must try to dedicate that factors and stop this the resistance of bacteria. And the scientists, I tell you, the scientists, they just predicted that there can be a post antibiotic era, and that you can understand easily. It means there will be a time when, just like previously and beginning, there will be no drugs and antibiotics which we can use against these bacteria. And the time will come again when, due to very little infections, human beings will be in danger and their life will be in danger, and they can die of these minute diseases despite of the dangerous diseases like diabetes, uh, heart attack, blood pressure. So so I want to discuss actually those factors. The most of them is the overuse of antibiotics without their proper usage, and the physicians which usually don't diagnose the proper diagnosis of the disease which is required to be. But no, the unskilled and untrained physicians, they just use antibiotics without proper diagnosis of the disease. And similarly, the overuse of these antibiotics in the agriculture field and in the treatment of animals, the bacteria get recognized of those drugs and they just become resistant. I will request my professional DVM doctors that they should be much careful about this danger, because nowadays a lot of antibiotics are used, and without any boundaries they are used much and much, and they just don't care that what the actually disease is. They just think that it can be cured whatever it is. So we should improve, and we should make our physicians and veterinary doctors aware of this major burning issue. Similarly, uh, it's one of our mistakes that we people, the mass, we just carry on the self medication. Now, what is self medication? Whenever we feel any disease or any problem, health problem, we just take the common medicines which the physicians used to give us. And without knowing the proper disease and proper problem, we are using those antibiotics. And in major cases, the problem is other, and the antibiotics that we are using, they are another. So the bacteria get resistant, they get recognize those drugs and get resistant. Similarly, is I would say that the major problem is the ignorance of ours. We are much ignorant about the use of antibiotics. So to get rid of the antibiotic resistance, and we do not want to enter in a post antibiotic era. So I will request to you people that share this message, that the improper use of these antibiotics can cause a very dangerous time for us, and a very much a loss for human being, and we can die of the minute infections without these dangerous diseases. So it was a little about the antibiotic resistance. If you people want to know about this, you can text me, you can contact me, and I'm always there to help you people. Whatever I know, I'll be transferring to you people, and you people must transfer it to others. Thank you very much. You must share this video to your friends to know the solutions of antibiotic resistance. Yes, I forgot to tell you the some of the solutions and tips for this antibiotic resistance. One of them includes we can maintain a system that tells us how the antibiotics are being used. Another one, that we should carry on the awareness programs toward the physicians, the workshops for the physicians, how to use the antibiotics and the proper diagnosis of diseases. And thirdly, awareness programs in the common people, that they should stop self medication. And similarly, the such type of things we must not ignore. You know, we must get ourselves diagnosed by the physicians, and do not ignore the little diseases. Even they can be much dangerous, and they can cause antibiotic resistance. Thank you very much. I will be meeting with you a different topic very soon. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.